Hello everyone, hello. Oh, my face is missing. We better pull that back in, hadn't we? Oh, ta-da, hello. Hello everyone. Hello Suze, hello Cheryl, hello Gloria, hello Mel, hello Babs. Oh, it's so lovely to have you here. Hello Caroline. Kyupu, that is Gwen. Oh, nice to have you here, Gwen, my darling. It's lovely to see you. How are we all doing this lovely evening? I started a few minutes early, but you know, I'm so naughty. Hello, Crafting with Love. It's nice to see you here. I think you're a new face. I don't think I've seen you before, so welcome on in. Welcome on in, Diane. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. So, I have made... Oh, you've seen a bit of it now. I was trying to keep it a little bit of a secret. I need to just get that to hide down there for a minute. So I've made a sample. Hello Simon, welcome on in, my lovely. Hello Michelle, welcome darling. It's lovely to see you. I've made a little sample. So we are going to be making something with some of Michelle's lovely papers, which I have just here. And you can see just there, I fussy cutted a few things as well. I'm doing very well, Gwen. Thank you very much, my lovely. So these things are all just here. So I've made a sample. It's not with Michelle's papers, but it's a lovely sample to show you anyway. So this is the card that we're going to be making this evening. So it's kind of like a pillar box card. And we're going to be making it with some of Ben's amazing papers. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be so much fun. This is actually a card for somebody that I probably shouldn't be. Mr. Ben, welcome on in, sir. How are you doing? So this is actually a gift for somebody, so I shouldn't be waving it about too much, but I am. And those are not the only papers that I got, because I've also made another card, which is for somebody as well. So I also made this with Michelle's Raven and the Writing Desk papers, which is really... And all I did with this is I literally just went over the cracks in the paper with some shimmer inks, and I used some clear shimmer spray on the Raven to make it properly stand out. I'm pretty sure you guys can see it just there. And I fussy cut this all out, because apparently fussy cutting is a thing I do now. And I just literally used some black cardstock and went over it with some gilding wax to make the sentiment of the happy birthday there. So that is something else I've done. I've been on a crafty rampage today. So we are literally going to be making this tower pillar card. So it isn't something that I came up with myself. It's actually inspired from Sam Calcott. And she made it, and I just looked at it and I was like, you know what, I really want to make one of those. So apparently now I'm making two. However, I did sit and fussy cut, because I didn't think you guys would want to sit and watch me do loads of fussy cutting. So there will be a little bit, but I sat and fussy cut all these out this morning from the lovely papers that Michelle and Ben provided to me. So I actually bought the Raven and the Writing Desk, and I got a lovely message from Michelle saying Ben wants you to have some of his papers, so he's put some in for you. So, hello, Arne. Is it Arne or Anna? Arne? I think it's Arne. Welcome on in. I hope you're doing well, my lovely. So yeah, I fussy cut all these lovely little bits out earlier on, so those will be getting used on the card. And I've got a few bits I still need to fussy cut as well. So because I didn't want to do it all whilst we were live, because you don't want to be sitting watching me doing that. So I've selected. So we're going to do some fussy cutting from this sheet. And we're probably, I don't think we need anything from those ones, so we'll pop those to the side. But we will definitely be fussy cutting from this sheet. And we will be using these sheets to decorate our pillars with, which I think are just beautiful. I'm having such a fun time. I've been sat looking at these all day, and I'm like, I want to make. But I'm like, I will wait until it's time to do the live. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I've done. So let's get started, shall we? Right. So we need some 2 pieces of cardstock that are going to be 8. So I'm just trimming off that lengthwise there. So 8 by 6.5. And I hope I get this right, because the half unit is literally right over where that bend is in my paper trimmer, and I never can seem to get it right. So I'm hoping that I get this right this time. So 6.5. Let's put that little offcut just there, and we're going to do that again. So that's going to be another 8. By 6.5. I'm hoping I get this right, because I need to make sure I get it right. You know what? I'm just going to take that off of there and put that up there, because that's what I need to be keeping an eye on. There we go. So 6.5. I really do need to try and make sure I get this rightly levelled right the way up. So there we go, 6.5. So that is our 2 pieces of 8 by 6.5. And then we need 4 8.5 by 1.5 strips. So we'll just cut that to 8.5 that way. I'll just get rid of that, and we'll get rid of those as well, because we don't want those in the way. And we then want to cut those at 1.5. So just there, and then that's 1.5. This is actually a really fun card to make, and it is amazing that you can get it all done pretty much on a paper trimmer, which I think is brilliant. So we're going to get these 1.5-inch strips. There we go, just trying to make sure I level it out, because I do have that in the way, which was something I didn't account for earlier on when I made it. So there we go. And we have our 4 1.5-inch strips. Right, so we're going to go back to our large pieces. Oh, Suze has been busy in her craft room. Ooh. Hello Lisa, welcome on in. I hope you are doing well. We're making a pillar tower card today. I did just show the sample, so I don't know if you want to just sit back and have a look at it if you haven't seen it, but that's what we're making today. And I love this because I've got my little, what do you call it, blade? Scoring blade on this one. So I need to score it on the short side at 1.5. So we'll take that up, 1.5, 3, 4.5, oh, 4.5, and then at 6. And you need to do that on both of these pillars. And you should have something that looks a little bit like that. So I'm just going to do that again. So that was at 1.5. Let's just try and level that out, because I don't want to make a skewy iffy tower. 1.5, 3. There we go. 1.5, 3. 4.5. And then 6. And before we put that away, we will do the scoring along our strips, which just need to be done at 3 and 8. So I'm going to bring that in to 3, and then again to 8. Oh. And this is, I think this is actually, even though it looks very complicated, it's actually a really nice, simple make, and I find it really nice. I think I might be making a few of these in the future. So I'm just going to double check and make sure I've done that. Yeah. So scoring it at 3. It is really quite a simple make, even though it looks really complex. It's not, which is nice. 3 and 8. Christy, welcome on in. Francie's here. Oh my God, welcome Christy and Francie. Oh my gosh. Where's Walter? I'm awful. 3 and 8. There we go. And that's all 4 done at 3 and 8. Oh, he's working. Oh, well, that's no good, is it? Oh. What's he think? Where does he think that's going to get him? I'm absolutely awful. I'm so sorry, guys. Right. So all I'm going to do now is just follow the score lines, which have actually gone really well into this cardstock. The other card I actually made was with a little bit of a thinner GSM cardstock, and I don't think that one worked out as well. So I decided to go with the 300 GSM on this because I used 250 on that one, and it didn't turn out as well as I'd have liked. So there we go. And I'm just going to bring in my red liner tape, because I found this is what actually worked the best on it, but it would be good if I could find the end. There we go. Where are those Galaxy papers from? Well, Francie, funny you should say that. The lovely Michelle McCarthy, who is in the chat right now, these are her papers, and she ships to America. $14 shipping, just so you know, $14 shipping. And these are the papers that her husband created, which is the Tides of Time and Out of This World backgrounds. These are the ones that I'm using. I did get some other ones as well, but they are absolutely gorgeous. I have so much of her stuff, it is unreal, and her papers are stunning. The good thing about her is that she does not discontinue anything. So you can always order whatever you like from her. So if you pop on over to her YouTube, which is Michelle McCarthy Crafts, you can see all of her releases, and all you've got to do is just drop her a message on her Facebook group, which is Michelle McCarthy Crafts, and she is more than happy to sell you some papers. And tell her I sent you, because, you know, she likes it when I send people. So there we go. Just popping that red liner tape on there. I'm going to burnish that down. She is really lovely as our Michelle. Michelle, we've got someone who wants paper, love. It's like I shouted to someone at the back, get the paper ready. Oh, dearie me, I'm awful. After a freebie, I don't know who's after a freebie, but it's not me. I'm terrible. So sorry, guys. Right, I'm going to try and level up the ends on this, and then hopefully the middle should stick. It should just come together nice and evenly with a bit of luck and a fair breeze, he says. Or has that slipped? Has that slipped? No, it's not slipped. Oh, girl, I overcut that. Right, that's not a problem. I'll level that out. We can flatten it and level it. As you can see there, I literally have just gone a little bit over with that. So I'm just going to level that up. I think I'm just going to have to do it with my scissors because the paper trimmer doesn't want to know. Right, that's not a problem. So just level that off. Pop. There we go. And now we have one lovely pillar ready to go. And now we're going to get our next pillar ready to go. So all I'm doing is just lining up and making sure that all of the burnishings are, so like I'm making sure it's all nice and equally lined up at the top and the bottom before I'm putting in that burnish on all of the sides there. See, look, she heard me. Michelle heard me shout, "Get the paper ready." Right, there we go. Mind you, I think she probably actually didn't even need the computer to hear me, because she will have just, even though she's halfway up the country and I'm at the bottom of the country, she would have definitely have just heard my voice on that one, guys. Because we know I'm a loudmouth. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. So I had to do a special course at work so that I can work on the radio. Which means now that when I go to work sometimes, I get to control everything. Which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But it's a thing. So I had to pass that course so that I could do it, and I actually passed it, which I'm absolutely terrified at, to be dreadfully honest. Yeah, everyone run. That is true, Francie. I mean, you don't even know me that well yet, darling, but you do. It would seem. Right, let's just level that up, and I'm going to do exactly the same as what I did with the other pillar. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but I'm just lining up at the bottom. I'm putting a little bit of it down, and then I'm lining it back up at the top, and then I'm just going to make sure that's all nice and level and burnish the whole thing out. Gaz is in the house and taking names. I do take names. I take names and I take call signs and I make action happen. Yeah. And it don't happen unless I say it can. It seems as though I was a little bit off on this one as well, but I'd rather level it out now before we get too far. So that should be nice and level, and we have our two pillars. So now we're just going to work on the wraps, or at least that's what I call them anyway. And again, I'm just going to make sure that they're level to the inside of the card and burnish them down. I'm going to do that with all of them first, because we do need to make two individual wraps. So each one of these is half a wrap. So once I've done them all, we'll make the two wraps out of that. What's a millimetre or two between friends? Francie, I can tell you a millimetre or two between friends is a lot. And I say that from personal experience. So, and I don't even work in millimetres, I work in inches, because if it ain't inches, I ain't interested. Oh dear, if it's not inches, I'm not interested. That's the rule. Those are the rules, I'm afraid. Those are the rules that I live by. What are... Oh, Gaz, inches, what I'll count exactly. And there he goes. I'm already started. It's awful, isn't it? I've not even been drinking. Oh, yes, of course. Birthday week. My birthday week is coming up. So, tomorrow I will probably put out a lot of lives for next week, because tomorrow's my last day off for this week. So I'm working Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then next week is my birthday week, and I'm celebrating it because I then go on to a set of nights the day after my actual birthday. So we're having a birthday week before. so that I actually get to celebrate my birthday. And I'm going to do a lot of content for you guys. There may be a few giveaways. There may be a few things that I'm not meant to show you that are being shown. There might even, and that's not in a dirty way, by the way, I'm talking about craft products, before anyone gets any ideas. And there might also be a few new bits that I'm going to give away. So we'll see what happens. I haven't got any plans absolutely set in stone yet, but there will be lots of content, lots of lives, and we're making lots of things. So please do look forward to it, because I can't not celebrate my birthday, and I think, you know, I want to celebrate my birthday with people who care about me, which is you guys. Because you all care about me enough to turn up and watch me spout rubbish whilst I make cards. So you guys deserve to have my attention on my birthday. Or for my birthday, whichever one. I'm not sure at the moment. We'll figure it out when we get there, right? So there we go. There we are. And we'll put that all nice and down there. And we got pokey tool. And all I'm going to do is very hopefully lift up the backing. Ta-da! And this is something that I learnt from the lovely Michelle. So if you butt them up together like that, and you line them up nicely, then all you've got to do is just push that little flap over and press it down. And then it looks lovely. That's a true story. So there we go. I'm just going to pull the backing off of that one. And we're going to put that in there, level that out. There we go. And ta-da! That's number one. And we're going to do the same for number two. So I'm just going to butt those up together, make sure they're nicely aligned, and press it down. Yeah, the celebration is... I don't know if I can say it's going to be epic, but it's going to be something. That's for sure. It's going to be something. There we go. Ta-da! And now, what we're going to do is put all of these little rolls of doobie what's its way. So we've made all the bits. So this is what's going to happen. We're going to put that in, put those in there. Once I figure out that these are going to stand up straight. And that is how it will look when it's all put together. So we'll have it all stuck like so, and it should look something like that. But nicer, because it'll be all nicely stuck together and it'll look pretty. It's your first birthday soon. Oh my gosh, it is, isn't it? It is your first birthday soon. My golly. Yeah, because you've been on YouTube a year. Right, I'm just going to set those to the side a moment whilst I quickly trim down this gorgeous space paper, because we need it to be... See, normally, what I should have done was order the 12 by 12. But normally I'm like, oh, I don't use the 12 by 12, so there's no point in ordering the 12 by 12. I'll just get the A4 rad pads, because they have the little extra bits at the bottom and you get your 8 by 8 square, which is normally big enough for me to make something with. Apparently, in my silliness, in my stupidity, I should have ordered the 12 by 12 pads, because, you know, there's more of them to do things like this. And I just sometimes I just don't think. Because I'm a ninny. There we go. And I'm just going to go through that, line up. And hopefully, he says, just take that. That won't shave that tiny little bit off, will it? There we go. It did that time though. Ta-da! I've got to do that little bit off there as well. And I'm just going to do that on both sheets. Oh golly gosh, that's just... I think my... I will not poke my tongue out. I will not poke my tongue out. I will not poke my tongue out. I will not. I won't do it. Right. So this needs to be trimmed down to 7 3/4. So if I do that way, 7 3/4, because then that'll take that bit of side bit off, 7 3/4. And then we need 1 1/4 inch strips off of this. And we're going to need 4 of those. Hopefully we can get... because 4 will go around each tower. One and a quarter. 1 1/4. How many of these can I get out of this? That's 4. I think we'll leave that at that, and we'll save that for the smaller bits because we're going to need them. I'm going to want them to match. So that's 1 tower's worth. I shall set those to the side, and we shall now cut down actually I'm going to start from there because it's going to be an easier place to start. Let's move those off to the side because we don't need those. Happy first year on the old Ubel Tubles, Michelle. Gaz, do you distress your edges so the white core doesn't show too much? I will be going around them with some ink. Oh, bless me. I will be going around the edges with some ink. I think my blade on this might be dulling. And that's why I'm getting a little bit of scracky cuts, but it's fine. Because to me it just all adds to the effect. So we're just going to trim that down. Maybe I should have done this all prepared, as if were. And from this one again, I'm going to take those 1 1/4 strips. So we need 4 from this one. One and a quarter. 1 1/4. 1 1/4. And oh, don't want that slipping. 1 1/4. There we go. So we've got all 8 strips for both. And we've got those leftovers. And for the wrap layers, we need 4 3/4 strips. So I'll just trim that down. Move that out of the way. 4 3/4 by 1 1/4. 1 1/4 again. Oh gosh, there we go. And then we need 4 at 2 3/4. So 2 3/4 by 1 1/4. we need 4 of those. So 2 3/4. 1 1/4, and that's all of our mats and layers ready. 1 1/4, and I'll catch up with the messages in just a moment. What is a decal trimmer? Ooh, a decal trimmer is basically like a guillotine or something that purposefully cuts the paper so it gives it a ragged, distressed look. Welcome on in, Empty Nest Scrapper. How are you doing? I hope you are well, my lovely. It's lovely to see you. And there we go. We have all of our little mats and layers ready there for the going round of the edges, which we will do now, actually. So we'll start off with doing the tower in parts 1, 2, 3, and 4. And all I'm going to do is get my Memento ink pad I'm just going to go around that outer edge and just give it a nice little going over, and then it detracts all of that bright whiteness and it'll blend it in and make it look really nice up against the pillar. Really looking forward to this. Hopefully I've got all the ones that will, yes, so that will go around the next piece. I like making it matchy. I'm a bit of a child like that. Oh my, I must have cut those too long. Oh, how silly of me. It's alright, we'll put that one on the inside so nobody sees it. I'm just going to double check the rest of these. Oh, that is definitely 8, isn't it? That is definitely 8. Oh, these definitely 7 3/4. Uh-oh, shouldn't put those on there. Let's put that on there for the minute. Yes, it would seem as though I didn't trim the bottoms off. Well, it's me. What can I say? It wouldn't be me if I hadn't have done something slightly incorrect. I'm not going to say wrong because it's not wrong. It's just I didn't do it. I'm probably going to think that I've not done it on those ones as well. Yeah, I kind of didn't, did I? Oh my gosh, you can't make me up, guys, I swear. So that lines up with that end. Right, okay, so 7 3/4. I just want to make sure I'm taking it all off of the same end because I want it to look matchy when it goes round. But then I don't think I'm going to get it to look matchy mostly because it's space. So Right, so that goes there. That much we've ascertained. Then that goes there. Ha! Where does that go? Oh, looks like I cut the wrong end off. Ah, well. That's not a problem. It'll be fine. We'll put the one that doesn't match on the inside. And nobody will ever know. Welcome to Crafting with Gaz. Except everyone will know because I've just told you all. And those should all now be the same size. Brilliant. There we go. Fantabulous. Right, now where's the bit that goes with that one? It's that one there. Fantabulous. And we're just going to... Oh, pardon me. I'm just going to do the inky. Down the sides. See, I was doing my fussy cutting earlier on and I thought, oh, I'll get some of it done because I don't want to get all of it done because I want to actually show you guys that I can fussy cut. Because I normally profess that I can't fussy cut and I don't like doing it because I didn't really like doing it, but apparently it's now a thing that I do. And it's a thing I don't mind doing. Right. Oh. Let's just make sure I'm lining that up properly. Fabulous. And I'm just going to... Oh, emptiness scrapper is that Maddie? Crafting with Gaz is a much loved experience. It's something. It is an experience, I will say that. It is very much an experience. I'm not so much sure as a much loved experience, but it's definitely an experience for anyone who has been around for a while and joined me on a few lives. You all are very well aware of how much of an experience it can be. Because, you know, actually, I've been doing this for over a year now. Can you believe? And I didn't even celebrate my 1-year birthday of being on YouTube, which was very silly of me. I should have made a big thing out of that for sure. But for me, unfortunately, work gets in the way sometimes. Because it is something I have to do so that I can continue paying for crafting materials so that I can carry on doing what I want. Yeah, I'm not a big... well, I never used to be a big fan, but apparently I am now. Well, I'm not... I wouldn't say I'm a big fan, but I mean, I will do it without complaining too much. And for me, that is a feat. Because normally I complain about everything. Those of you who know me very well will know that something's not right with the world unless I'm complaining. Right, there we go. And that is our first. That is our first pillar, and I think that just looks beautiful. That is so gorgeous. I love it. Right, so let's get the rest of this pillarage done. Because what we're going to do now is we're going to put the mats and layers on everything. And then I'm going to do a little bit of fussy cutting, and then we're going to build it up with all of those bits that I fussy cut. And we're going to make it look really, really cool. So I'm just going to go in with that. I was thinking of putting a bit of acetate on this one, a bit of clear acetate, and sticking one of the ships to the front. There we are. I have put everything on that one. Excellent. I just don't want to end up, because I know what I'm like. I'll think, oh, I'm done with that, and then I'll have 2 extra, and then I've not got 2 bits that are that have got card on them. I'll just be like, whoops. That happened. Oh, yeah, lots of things have been happening recently though, so make sure you guys keep your eyes peeled out on Hobby Maker on Monday the 3rd of March, because there is going to be a new release from Hunky Dory that I'm not talking about, that I haven't made cards for, and I haven't sent in, and you may or may not see on that show on that Monday. So it's something that's totally not happening, and I have not said anything about it, okay? However, the Monday before that launch, that is or is not happening. I'm allowed to start talking about what it is. So maybe on that Monday we'll have to, on that Monday where I'm allowed to, we'll just have to do a little live, won't we? Do a little live, shall we, on Monday? Yeah, because it's on Monday. I'm just talking about it a little early. Right, Empty Nest Scrapper. We are making a lovely pillar box card. So this is a sample that I made earlier on. It's actually going to be going to a family member for their birthday, so hopefully they're not watching. And yeah, so that's what we're making, but we are going to be making it with some of Michelle's lovely papers, which have been lovingly made by Mr. Ben himself. We do love Mr. Ben, he's a lovely bloke. And he is the master. So Michelle is the mastermind. She sits and has all the evil schemes. And Ben is like, Ben's the minions. So Michelle says, I want this paper. And he goes, yes, we will make the paper. And that's how that happens. It's a true story. I haven't witnessed it, but I should. It's very much like, pull the lever, Kronk. And then wrong lever. Yeah, totally. That is how that works. 100%. But these are ones that were designed by Mr. Ben himself. And I really like them. Look how cool that is. I mean, I've just made 2 pillars and they just look fripping gorgeous. Love it. Sorry, I get overexcited by the silliest of things. So, I believe I am actually 2 of these short. Oh no, because I only want one for the front, on the top and the bottom. We're not going to put them on the back and the sides, because we don't really need to put them on the back. Right, so what we're going to do now is going to be a little bit of magic. So thankfully I've got my grid square here to help me. So you can see there I've put my little grid square, and just along the bottom here I'm going to put a bit of my glue, my tacky, a bit of my collal, and then I'm going to line it up to the middle of that bottom box. And I'm going to do the same on this side. I'm going to line it up to the middle. And we're just going to, I'm just going to move that backwards a bit. But you can see there that that box is near enough exactly over the middle square. So I've lined it up with my grid. I mean, they're being a little bit wibbly because they've not got anything at the back to support them to be flat. But once they have that, it will be fine. And I'm just going to do the mats and layers on the top one first. And I'm just going to do the same as what I did for the towers, going around the edge with that little bit of ink. Doesn't have to be loads. It's only because the core of this paper is white and I don't really want that to be seen. But it is lovely paper. It's very good quality. I can't deny. Michelle knows how to make a paper. So I'm just going to pop my side pieces on. There we go. And I'm not too fussy about these because, well, I mean, I could be fussy, but I just don't think it's necessary because they're the little bands and, you know, they're cute and all. So I need to decide if I'm going to use clear acetate or some foiled acetate. So I'm probably going to need you guys to help me with that. Do you think I should use clear or foiled acetate? Because I am going to put a piece of acetate going through the center panel. Oh, let's just make sure that that mat is nice and straight. We don't want not straight mats. Where over they are, little naughty little boogalugs trying to hide from me. And actually for that one we do need a fair bit of ink just to get rid of that white outer edge. I think I might have gotten a little bit overboard with that, but never the mind. And we'll get these mats and layers stuck on, and then we will little scruffy bits. Give off your naughty little scruffy bits. Oh, Dawnhill, hello. Welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. There we go. And we're almost all done with the mats and layers. Oh, I'm really liking this. It looks so gorgeous. There we are. And I can just pop that on there. And there we go. And then what I shall do is turn that up the other way, because those are nicely glued in place now. And I shall do the exact same thing as what I did with the other end. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the side panels. And I'm just going to line them up with that centre there. And just help them get a bit of adhesion. Okay, I might have done that a little bit too quickly. Right, let's line that back up and put those back to the side. And just try and give them a little bit of a helping hand. And there we go. That is our tarot card frame. Right. And just before I do the proper fussy cutting, I'm going to cut out the bits that I do want roughly. There we go. And we shall fussy cut. So I may go into a little bit of a fussy cutting coma here, guys. I am sorry if I do. But I am only fussy cutting these few little bits. I don't know why I whispered. Because nobody needs me to be whispering when I'm fussy cutting. What is it about that? Because it's like kind of like, I suppose maybe you just think that you're doing something that either you shouldn't be doing or it deserves the respect of the silence of the library. I don't know. How is that catching on there? I don't like that. I'm going to have to remove that in a minute. Or is it just because of the sheer concentration that it requires? Get rid of that bit. Respect the silence of the library is my new catchphrase. Well, you know, I'm glad that you've managed to come away with something from this, Francie. There we go. I think that just needs a little neaten up. There we go. And I am so sorry, guys. This is turning into a I'm going into a fussy cutting coma moment. But there's just so many elements on this that you can't not just cut out and use because they're just so gorgeous. You can't just leave them. There we go. And I've only got a few little bits left anyway. Because I did a lot of the fussy cutting already, you see. Oh, bloody heck. Sorry, pardon my language. So I'm just going to trim around this. think I did it a bit on the wonk there, but it's okay. There we go. And I shall I'm also very sorry that my tongue is making an appearance, because when I do things where I have to utterly focus, it tends to decide that it wants to make an appearance. So go. Now I'll just neaten that off a little bit. Nothing wrong with your oh dearie me. Is it Jean? Oh my gosh, I'm terrible. Welcome back. It's lovely to have you back. Before your hubby gets home. I know there's lots of rigging I'm cutting off on this, but I want to get the point of the bow of the ship. And then what I'll do is go with the rigging. And follow that up to the point. Which apparently I'm not going to do. That needs to come off of there. And then just follow that round. So just so you know, you guys know, I don't actually usually do a lot of fussy cutting, so I am sorry if this comes out looking a bit like a dog's dinner. Hopefully it shouldn't look too much of a dog's dinner. Like I say, I'm getting a bit better at it. What is that on there? That's... Please don't do this at home, guys, because, you know, I'm an idiot, so I can get away with it. There we go. running any part of your body across the blade of a scissor is never a good idea. So don't do as I do. And following the rigging. And there we go. So that should be the last bit of the cutty do fussing, or fussy do cutting. There we are. Get rid of those few bits into the bin. And there we go. So those are all of my fussy cut bits ready. So I'm going to bring them all in. We've got a couple of ships. We've got all these awesome little clocks and bits and bobs to decorate with. It's going to look really, really cool. We've got the sands of time. So we've got all these really cool different sized little bits and pieces that we can decorate with. But first I need to get a piece of acetate. So I think, ooh, did I get... I can't remember if I got acetate with that nautical collection that I bought. I don't think I did, so I'll just use a piece of so I've got some lightweight acetate. I'm just going to cut a nice square out of, and it's not even going to be a square because it's going to be a rectangle. So it is going to be 7 3/4 by 4 3/4. So I should pop that back down there. Seven and 3/4. It doesn't even have to be that big. You can go a bit smaller than that. By 4 3/4. I'm just doing it for the size that I'd like it to be. So I'm just thinking of where I'm going to put that, if it's going to be at the front or at the back. And you can either attach it to the poles themselves, well, the towers themselves, or you can place it up against the front like I'm showing you there. I'm probably going to put it up against the front, so I'm just going to get one of my red liner tapes out, and I'm going to put a piece going along the top and the bottom. And I think that should be satisfactory. Now I could do that on both sides, and that would give me I'll just neaten that out. So I've peeled that back and gotten that little ripple out of there. There we are. Because we don't want that ripple. I'll just trim those bits off. Remove those pieces of the red liner. Drop it in and line it up. There we go. And I've just stuck that to the front panel there. And then what we're going to do is I think we're going to come in with another piece of our gorgeous backgrounds. And I want the one that's kind of got like a bit of like the star storm. This is evolving a little bit as I'm going along because there are some bits that I hadn't planned for. So, but I really do want to incorporate them into the idea. So, let's just trim that out because that's gonna. And I'm going to cut this down to 4 3/4 by 7 3/4. So we're going to go 7 3/4. Four and 3/4. Oh, I like that side better actually. So 4 3/4. And 7 3/4 that way because I didn't trim it properly because I'm a silly banana. 7 3/4. Let's get that out of the way. I'm going to do the same black lining that I've done with the other papers. And just along the top and the bottom edge of that as well. Wait there. I am going to have to do it that way now. I've left myself no choice. It's fine. Which is fine because it gives me a piece on the back to write where I'm going to, so it gives me a piece on the back where I can write things as well. So there we go. Oh, goodness me. Make sure you burnish your red liner tape, guys. Don't be me. Because if you burnish your red liner tape, it's easier for the backing to actually come off. And it will come off. And all I'm going to do is face that down lying flat. And we can see there we have a full through panel. And now all we've got to do is choose our decorations and where they're going to go. So I'm thinking we can put one of these small ships in the bottom at the back. I'll just move that over there a little bit. And we put the bigger ship at the front. So what I'm going to need to use on that is my liney tape. Hi Dawn! Welcome on in, my lovely. I hope you're doing well. It's lovely to see you. And we can see there that it kind of gives it that look that there's ships in the foreground and the background. And this is where I'm just going to kind of go to town and embellish it. This is the fun part, guys. So I'm going to put that clock in there. Oh. Now, I may not use absolutely everything that I've cut out. You know what? I think actually I'm going to put that one at the back. And this is literally the fun part where I can just kind of go crazy and stick bits and see if things work, and if they don't work, move them, and apparently ruin my embellishments by running them over tape that's stuck to my desk. So I'm just going to get rid of that tape that's stuck to the desk. But it is just literally go crazy and embellish the heck out of it. Maybe use a bit of glue, eh? There we go. I'm just going to drop that one actually in the top at the back there, because I think that would look really cool. put a little bit of that on the bottom and a run of that on the top. And I'm going to stick a few of these on the front using my runny tape. And we do a couple of little clocks. The only problem is that with the acetate you do need to use a dry adhesive. Or otherwise it kind of gets a little bit Nah, that'll be too much. Well, I didn't think I was going to use all the bits, and I haven't, but I'm just going to try and see if I can squeeze a few more little bits onto it, because I would like to use some more. Because they're so cute and embellishment-y. And this is the joy of the papers that you can get from Michelle, guys, is literally you can just sit and play and make something like this happen. And you're always going to be finding a little bit more that you could put somewhere else, or something that's going to go with another thing, and that's exactly what I've just done. Because it's kind of like, oh, that looks cool overlapping those bits, and this bit goes here and that bit goes there, and oh, how cool. So there we are, guys. I've made a 3-dimensional pillar card using the Out of This World backgrounds and the Tides of Time papers, and I still have a few bits left over. I mean, I could probably sit here and squidge all these bits in and make them all look really cool for days. I could still be sat embellishing this. See, because like just by sitting here just now, I just found something else that I could stick on. It literally does look like it's going through an absolute galaxy. Oh, and there we go. I found a space for something else to go. I mean, you can embellish this however you like. I'm kind of going the way that there we go. And there we go. So that is that lovely card that has been made. So we've made a tower pillar card using the lovely papers by Michelle. I did buy the Raven and the writing desk ones. However, Ben wanted me to have these, so he supplied them to me very generously for me to show to you guys. I hope that you have all enjoyed this live. I've had a fantastic time making this. I will see you all next week for my birthday celebration week. I don't know what else to say. There will be a few more KCC videos coming out over the next couple of days as well. There is so much content that's coming. I just need to keep myself going for it. So I'm going to sign off here. I'm going to say thank you so much to everyone who's joined me this evening, and thank you so much to the replay crew. Please join me for my birthday week celebration next week. Have a wonderful day, evening, wherever you are in the world, and thank you all so much for being here. I love you all so very much. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for being here. Bye.